JoJo on the radio.
On 102.7 KISS FM.
JoJo on the radio. Ladies and gentlemen, she needs no intro, but damn, she's getting one. My girl, Lady Gaga, y'all!
You're so good at that.
I practice, Gaga.
Thanks, JoJo.
All right, first things first. You guys will see this online, of course, but for people listening who aren't in front of a computer right now, what is Gaga wearing?
This is a really young designer from Norway. She's like 19 years old, and she made this for me. It's just a long leopard outfit with leopard veil.
I think I can see your underwear.
You can.
All right.
Out. Let's not beat around the bush.
Let's get down with that. Hey, you say your fans at this point are somewhat blind to your outfits. As crazy as you get, they see all past that now. They just see you. Is that still how you feel about that? And kind of describe what you meant by that.
Sure. I mean, I know that they really enjoy my performance art visions and the things that I create. But I think we've come to a place now where musically and personally we're much closer. They're sort of blind to what's on the outside. It's a very different relationship that we have now.
But the meat suit was pretty epic. I have to go back to that.
Yeah. It's so funny because that actually was meant to be a performance art piece. I did a speech called The Prime Rib of America for equality against Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I said that equality is the prime rib of the American Constitution. So I brought discharged gay soldiers with me to the MTV Awards, and I wore prime rib as a statement about equality. But, some people just thought it was funny that I was wearing meat. So whichever made you laugh is fine by me.
Was it squishy to sit on? When you told your stylist, I have an idea of a meat suit, did they look at you like you were nuts?
No, he was so excited. We actually had done it already in for Japanese Vogue because I didn't like any of the clothes that they had brought. So I just said, could you run down to the meat market? We were in the meat market in New York. I just said, go grab some flank steaks. I felt so bad. Brandon, who works with me, he's in the House of Gaga. He's vegetarian, and he's like crying, and he's sewing this meeting. I felt so terrible. I'm like, it's okay. It's this expression about the sexualization of women. It's okay. And he's like, I know. It's just I'm a vegetarian.
Couldn't you ask for a broccoli suit? No,
right, exactly.
Gotta be meat.
But actually, it stunk quite awfully. But I didn't mind that because I don't really like talking to celebrities, so it's nice to sort of keep them away.
What's your next crazy outfit? I know some shows you plan, 2-3 months ahead, for epic moments. What's next?
I have some pretty exciting things planned for the MTV Awards.
Any tip, any clue?
Absolutely not. The monsters would be so mad at you if I told you. They'd be like, you spoiled the surprise for all of us. I remember when I was like 14, I used to guard the TV with my life as the MTV Awards were starting, and I'd be screaming at my parents, don't change it, don't change it.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see what kind of crazy stuff Gaga comes up with. You guys, let's pause. Back in a sec. Lady Gaga hanging out. Give her some love. Lady Gaga. Yes. By the way, she's doing Kimmel on Thursday night, and apparently they're shutting the street down. So if you guys, I have some passes for the Gaga block party, we'll call it that. Call the KISS Studios now, 800-520-1027. Yeah, get these tickets, man.
Could barbecue the meat dress.
Yeah, buddy. Hey, give me some. Let's jump back into the political side of Gaga. Of course, Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Your thoughts on that. Same-sex marriage passed in New York. Yeah, congrats, New York. Well done. California has, some unfortunate hurdles to overcome. I don't get it, but say what you want to say.
Well, I just, the wonderful thing is it's under 60 days now before the final end of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which is really very exciting. And there is now marriage equality in New York. And I just think for myself as an activist, it's always about being positive and honoring and being excited about the small steps that are taken towards equality. So I'm excited about the things that are happening, and I'm going to continue to band together with all my friends and with my generation to continue to fight for our rights.
I had somebody hit me up on Facebook. Since same-sex marriage passed in New York, do you think would you consider becoming an ordained minister and marrying some of your friends?
I'm actually going to, my yoga instructor, Trisha, is a lesbian, and she lives with her partner for years now, and they have a beautiful daughter, and they asked me to marry them. So, yes, I'm going to.
So it's going to happen for real? Are we going to see it online?
Well, I don't know. I'm not. It's their private wedding.
Oh! Thought it was like a big...
But they're very proud of it because, they've waited a long time to be able to, what they view as legitimize their love for one another. So it's really beautiful.
Congratulations to them. That's awesome.
Congratulations to them. Mama T and T Mama.
All right, let's switch gears real quick. Last time you came in, or I forget which time, but you and I had a long chat about tattoos.
Yes.
I finally got my
I heard you
tats.
had some new ones.
Well, I've only got two. My Michael Jackson tattoo, so I love
wow.
Michael, and a little Bible reference. How many do you have different since I've seen you last? And are you still keeping them all on the left side?
They're all on the left. How many since I've seen you? I don't know.
Why the left side? It's your dad's request?
It's sort of, yeah, kind of. I mean, I sort of naturally was doing it all on the left, and then my dad sort of requested one day, because I was talking about getting one on my right arm, and he's like, could you just keep your crazy on the left? Fine.
So do you have any more tats planned for the left?
I do want to get a cross with a heart in the center, sort of like the Judas cross. But I'm not really sure. I also want to get a monster paw. I also want to get Mother Monster. It's all about pacing yourself, because I'm running out of real estate on my left side.
Can I take a close look at the tat on your bicep?
Yeah, this is a quote from a German poet. I have been reading this particular book since I was like 15 years old, and it says, in the deepest hour of the night, if you were asked to die, if you were forbidden to write, what would your answer be? The answer is, muss ich schreiben, must I write? So I had that tattooed on my arm so that every single day I would be reminded that my gift is songwriting, and that I have to do it. It's not an option. It's like breathing, or like your liver, or your leg, or any other organ, really, that you may feel the need to use.
Okay. One of these days I want to get a tattoo with you.
Yes.
I swear.
That's fine. I'll get JoJo.
There we go. I'll get
Heart.
Gaga. All right, y'all, let's pause, and we'll come back with the biggest star on the planet. And she's a sweet chick. Lady Gaga, y'all. Yeah. Go on the radio, and yeah, here she is. She's taking a sip of tea. Let's applaud for this girl, Lady Gaga, while she sips her tea. Ooh. It is tea, right?
No.
What is that?
No, I'm not telling.
Something stronger than tea, Gaga? She shakes her head. Gaga, this was one of our most talked about moments last time you came in. It's a speed round about nothing.
I remember it was terrible. I was so nervous.
Well, you weren't. You said it, but you weren't nervous. Were you? No.
Yes.
Are you nervous now?
Yes.
No, why? We've already been through this.
I'm on the radio. Listen, it's only been a few years. I'm still nervous.
A handful of these are the same ones as last time, because I want to see if the answers have changed. Most of these are new. Gaga, speed round. What was your last big splurge? You work really hard. Sometimes you got to buy something crazy.
I don't buy anything. My business manager calls me all the time and asks me if I've lost my credit card.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I spent quite a bit of money flying some clothes to the music video that I just shot. So I suppose I spent personal money on that because it's important to me. Some of the couture items are from museums, so they have to be sent over on special packaging. I'm sorry, is that really nerdy and boring? They're waiting for me to be like, a car.
One thing you do every day, Lady Gaga.
I write music.
Last time you answered this question, this was the most talked about answer of all time. Let's see if you have something that can top your previous answer. Strangest thing you've ever autographed.
Well, I remember when I answered, it was and that was true.
Anything top that, or is it top of the line?
Someone asked me to sign their child.
What, and your response, did you sign the kid?
Well, I said, are you sure? And they said, please sign my baby. And the kid seemed excited, so I just...
Careful how you answer this, Gaga, or don't, I guess. Last furry thing you touched?
Oh, furry thing.
Yes, ma'am.
My bangs. I don't have anything else furry. Funny man. Are you blushing, Jojo?
I think I am.
Did I turn the table?
Have you ever made it rain, Lady Gaga?
I swear in Mexico we made it rain. I know that sounds really crazy, but we were in Guadalajara, and
You're talking really rain or tossing money on?
Yes, no, I swear it was like 80,000 people in a stadium, and I started to play Born This Way, the piano, and then I went into Americano, which is about immigration law, and it started to pour rain in the stadium, and not one person left. Everyone cheered louder, and for whatever reason, my wig didn't fall off my head, which I was very surprised about, and it was just pouring so heavily. And I remember it's my favorite show to date. It's my favorite moment. And I really believe we made it rain. I don't know why, but I really believe we did.
You're the first artist I've asked if they made it rain, and you really made it rain. That's impressive. Take that,
I can do a lot of other things.
Y'all, Lady Gaga's in the studio. Some love for her. Back in a sec. JoJo on the radio, hanging out, of course, with the one, the only Lady Gaga. Gaga, I know you're going to perform in a couple of seconds, but I want to ask, I heard you tell a story about a specific song, Edge of Glory. And as you know, I've interviewed everybody 1,000 times. Rarely do I get brought to tears. I heard you describe Edge of Glory. I believe it was your grandmother and grandfather in love their entire life. They're sitting next to the bed, or she's sitting next to the bed as he is about to pass.
Well, I'd never experienced death before in my family. It was my very first time, and my grandmother and grandfather were married for 60 years, and my grandma was a virgin when they got married. So there was this sort of purity between the two of them. And I just remember feeling so sad, and yet I knew that when he looked at her and when she looked back, even though he couldn't really move, I knew that they both sort of acknowledged that they had won at life, because they won at love with each other. I was sitting there watching it happen, and I got very emotional, and we went home, and he didn't die that night. And I just remember they called my dad, and they said, Joe, we think Joe, because, we're Italian, so it's Joe's and Joe's and Joe's for Miles. And Giuseppe was my grandfather. So they said, Joe, we think he's going to go tonight. So my dad got very upset. He started crying, and I sat him down at the piano next to me. We started to drink tequila back and forth, and my dad just started doing shots. I've got that kind of relationship with my dad, He's really cool, and we've sort of come to terms with how similar we are. So I just started to play the piano, and I wrote The Edge of Glory. My dad never really wrote music with me, but he was always kind of around the piano when I was a kid going, yeah, kid, that's good. That's good, kid, right there, that one, that note right there, that's the one. Or that's the lyric right there. So he was crying, and I was crying, and I was writing this song, and he was saying, that's it, that's it. And I felt like, for whatever reason, I was able to express what my dad couldn't express, which was that what was so hard was to watch him be on the edge and watch him cross over but not be there yet. So I wrote this song for my grandfather. It was very important to me that Clarence was in the video. Clarence played saxophone in the East Street Band for Bruce Springsteen. He and I became very close friends, and I viewed him as a father figure in my life. And he died the day that the music video came out. So it's sort of ironic and interesting how life and art imitate one another. I'm just glad that Grandpa and Clarence are up in heaven together.
Wow. Now when I hear Edge of Glory, that's all I think about is that story. I know it's a great dance song and all that, but...
Yeah, I love listening to it, but it is hard now for me to listen to it. But whenever it gets that sax part, I just turn it up so loud. I look up into the sky, and I just know he's watching. I know they're both watching.
All right, y'all, let's pause, and I guess we'll come back, and I believe you're going to step behind the piano and do a little something. Is that, are you good for that now? You ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
Do a little performance. Lady Gaga's hanging out, y'all. Give her some love. JoJo on the radio, in the studio. Holy crap, I love this woman, Lady Gaga, you guys. I hope you know when I say that, it's not an act. I enjoy somebody who comes in and just talks to me. I dig that.
Well, I really love you too, You believed in me from the very beginning. I remember JoJo was one of my very first interviews.
Was that really?
Yeah, you were. I mean, I was playing in nightclubs and things, but this was a big break for me when Kiss added my music, and it was because of you, because you believed. So thank you.
She came into the studio, and I recall you standing, like, our control board is kind of chest high. Take that with a grain of salt. I'm kind of short, but it's pretty high. Yeah, and she jumps up on it, relatively new artist at the time, is on the control board, just having a blast, getting crazy. And of course now it makes all kind of sense because it's Lady Gaga.
I was really excited that my music was on the radio. I still do that, just when no one's watching. There's this really funny video of me, actually. I have to release it on Gaga Vision. It's me, and I'd had a couple glasses of wine after doing Oprah, and my friend Sonia, she filmed me with my headphones on, and I was listening to Born This Way before it came out, the whole album, and I'm just dancing around the hotel room singing all by myself, but you can't hear the music because I have the headphones on. I should put that out. It's quite embarrassing.
JoJo on the radio.
On 102.7 KISS FM.